in 2025, which technically it would be, the Baltimore Ravens will win the Super Bowl. That's not like bold.
I like it.
That's
I
not
like
bold.
it, though.
That's
I
not
like
bold,
it, though.
but I like it.
though.
Yo, we are back. We are back. Let me say that one more time. We are back. Welcome to McCoy Van Noy, presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. I am one half of your gracious host, none other than Gerald McCoy, the 93rd wonder of the world, big chest from the Midwest, and one that never fails, only thrive. Why, killer?
Because I'm from the South Side.
Of the 405. And wait a minute, my gracious co-host is...
your boy, Kyle Van Noy, two-time Super Bowl champ, current Ravens, and we're coming to the finish line of the 2024-2025 regular season. Let's go, G. How we doing?
Man,
everybody, hold on. Before you go, everybody, G is on a family trip. Just a little backstory.
Yeah.
G's on a family trip. He's got the angels of God behind him this podcast. We're so excited. We're both Christian men, so it's an awesome thing. But how you doing, G? Love that you're with your family and during the holidays. Love that for you.
Yeah, of course, man. So a little bit about what's been going on, man. I've been in Canada since last week. We always take a Christmas trip. I told y'all before on last week's episode, I was taking a Christmas trip. I am still here in Canada. We flew into Vancouver, then we went to Whistler to do some skiing, to get around the snow, be up in the mountains.
You ski or do you snowboard?
Well, I personally didn't get to ski because I had to fly back to LA, but I did get to sled. I got to sled.
Okay,
the family got to ski though, then coming up, we was in Whistler. Then we came to Toronto. My son's a big Drake fan, so we had to hit Toronto. Ironically, my boy Trae Young and the Hawks was in Toronto playing the Raptors, so I sent the family to the game. I had to fly to LA to do the network and then fly right back because we still out here in Canada. So we was in Toronto. Now I'm in Montreal right now, but we back in here rocking like a fat man with diarrhea. We are in this thing. We are ready to rock, but you know what? That's enough about me. That's enough about me, killer. Hey, listen, I remember last week we did and we kept counting, man. I'm running out of fingers. Hey, 11 and a half looks good, but a nice round number. It's something about that 12 and a half. That number just looks, I don't know, killer. We right. Hey,
it looks clean.
It looks clean, but you know what? A lot of people say, well, I don't know what they can do. I don't know this, and I don't know how to. You know what, killer? You played in the game. Talk about it, man. Tell us about the game.
Yeah, it's a little different, right? It was something that nobody's ever done in the NFL, have those 3 games in 11 days. Like, it was not easy. The body was not feeling that great. Sure. It was feeling great, but it was just, you already know, it feels a little bit off, right? You're playing on a Wednesday, but I would just say that, the Texans, I heard some of what they said were they didn't feel like they had enough juice. And I think it was an advantage for us because we played on Christmas.
Yeah.
We knew the whole world was watching. We knew the expectation of that, the magnitude of that. I mean, I feel like people in the stadium were more excited to see Beyonce at halftime. That was the biggest cheer of the entire day, is when they announced Beyonce at halftime. You would have thought the whole roof was going to blow off because people were screaming so loud. But, it was an exciting game for the Ravens, not necessarily for the Texans. They had a rough day at the office, but we were ready to go. I mean, for me personally, it was awesome to start the game. I had 2 tackles right away and a sack. I was like, I'm about to go crazy this game.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to get a 5-piece today. But it didn't end up working like that. I had a couple of other pressures that were good. I think I had a couple more tackles. End of the day, healthy. That's like the most important for me, is win the game and come out healthy. I was able to do that. But there was a couple things that I want to talk about in this game, is the domination with the two-headed superstar monster, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Jesus Christ, man. It's incredible to see, man.
It's incredible. Yeah. I would just say another thing that I noticed in this game was the O-line. The O-line was creating huge holes for Henry to run through. And then, Mark Andrews and Likely on the edge, their blocking has been phenomenal all year. I don't think they've gotten enough credit for their perimeter blocking this year. It's been extraordinary. It's sprung so many blocks for Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson on his long touchdown, which he was jogging, which is also crazy to say because he ran 21 miles an hour. That he was jogging.
He was jogging. You can literally see that he was jogging. That's the crazy part.
And what's cool about it too, G, is the fastest I've ever seen him is practice. Like he dusted everybody on one play in practice, and he was sprinting on that one, I could say. And I was like, oh, this is like one of the fastest dudes I've ever seen with the football in his hands. Like he was lightning fast during training camp when they were doing a lot of quarterback runs. And it was just a fun game to be a part of because it was total domination on special teams, offense and defense, and we were just playing complementary football. Obviously, we had that one bad play on the backed up situation where we got a safety, but all in all, it was a really clean game. No penalties. Execution was really well for most of the game. There's things here and there if we want to nitpick and which we'll do behind closed doors, right? That's what we do. But just the O-line blocking with the holes, Derrick Henry and Lamar just being spectacular, and then the defense continuing to take strides of where we knew we were always at, which is awesome, right? There was a lot of this and that during the season, and just being able to build on that, and Z.O. coming with a great plan and us executing and trying to take it to another level. It's been awesome, and it was fun to be a part of another Christmas win, a part of history in that regards of the 3-11 days. And I'm sorry, basketball, you ain't never getting Christmas back. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, man, basketball, y'all can. Hey, listen, I don't care what LeBron out here talking about.
Yeah, listen, it don't matter.
Boy, Roger Goodell ain't care about nothing you talking about. He don't care. Man, just because you said that, Jerry gonna get involved next year. Like, hey, man, all right, bet. We got something for y'all. Y'all want to do all the talking? We gonna get the Cowboys involved. But something you said that I think a lot of people are not paying attention to is experience. Nothing can substitute for experience. You guys were prepared and ready to play in prime time, in this moment, and a lot of people are not ready for it. And I tell people all the time, it's not always the younger, better, faster team. A lot of times it's the experienced team. And you, for sure, have been in these moments over and over. You're 2-time Super Bowl champ. So you know what it's like to play on Thanksgiving, to play on these holidays, to play on these random days, to play when everybody's watching, and to be able to perform at a high level. You are used to that. Lamar has done it. Derrick Henry has done it. Harbaugh has done it. I mean, he won a Super Bowl, so he knows how to coach guys to be ready for these moments. And you just seen with Houston, the youth, the lack of experience, and you just seen them get flustered, man. And I think they're going through a lot over there, and it's understandable. It's understandable. CJ's working through his second year. The sophomore slump is on his back right now, but he's working through it. You lose a guy like Tank Dell. People don't understand, man, how they can weigh on a locker room. And, but I'm talking about like recently.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That can weigh on a locker room, especially because you don't get a long break before your next game. So they didn't even get a chance to really process that. And then they have to go play a juggernaut in Baltimore who's playing the level y'all playing at, man. That's just an incredible game to watch. And Lamar, Derrick Henry is a phenomenon, man. Derrick Henry is a phenomenon with the way he's able to move and continue to do this consistently. He's 30 years old. He's the size he is. It'd be different if he was a smaller guy and he was 30 years old. He's 30 years old at the size he is, and he's moving at the same speed, if not faster. He doesn't look
But I think we got to stop putting limits on players, though. I think we need to stop saying, oh, he's 30 years old. I think with the amount of time and money spent on players' bodies, they definitely can play longer and still perform at a high level, like my personal opinion. But I think it's more of how teams manage players. Like throughout the week, the stress level of practices, the leading up to the games. And then that stuff matters when you get, a little bit more experience in the league. And, you said something that hit me too, is when I first got in the league, when I was in Detroit, those players took, I'll never forget it. They took primetime games really, really sacred because they were in Detroit. Detroit didn't get a lot of games on primetime at the time. My rookie year, I believe we only played on Monday night, which was the first week of the season. It was electric. That was one of the best venues that I've been a part of in the NFL. It was Monday night against Eli Manning and the Giants in 2014. It was awesome. Calvin Johnson went crazy. So did Stafford. We ended up winning. Golden Tate did his thing. Dominic Raiola, whose son is now the Nebraska quarterback, he was the starting center. So just the sacredness that they gave primetime is something that I have now taken into my game. And I've been very fortunate, like you said earlier, to play in a lot. I've played in so many, and I'm so grateful for them because they're special. But the most special part about it is I have a routine, whether it's a 4:25 game, an 8:30 game, anytime, like all those, I'm ready. I have my routine that I've always done, and it's worked, and I've been prepared every time, during those primetime games. Haven't played perfect in all of them, but I know when the lights are turned brightest, that's when you got to shine. So, we were ready for that moment. It was awesome to have a team win like that after a game, and then to be able to celebrate Christmas with my family, be able to go home with my family for the weekend and have a mini bye. It was awesome.
Yeah, and you said something right there, and I got a question. Do guys have younger guys come to you and ask you, hey, how do I prep for a primetime game? Do you change your time? Have you had to give advice? Or is it just kind of people just go through their routine? Or have you had to share knowledge like, hey, or just spoke up, period? Like, hey, fellas, y'all know what we got coming up. This is what we should do. Make sure you're doing this, and this. Has any of that happened?
That's a good question. Not as much as you would think. I think nowadays kids watch your routine more so than ask you. I don't know if they're afraid to ask, but it's funny. There is something about my routine that some younger players talk about where they said something and then two other players jumped in and was like, yeah, I saw KV dude. Da, 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 you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, they may not ask you what your routine is, but they are watching. And that's what I've noticed about the younger generation is they're aware of their surroundings and they watch. So it's better just to lead by example, which I'm cool with. I don't necessarily want to go out of my way hey, this is the best way, because everyone's different and not everything works for everybody. But if somebody can watch me do my routine and then pull something from my routine, I think that's awesome. One thing that I like about our group is before the game, we all, it's not all at the same time, but everyone kind of does the same workout routine to get ready, pass rush ready. And I like that. And I appreciate everybody participating, whether you're there when, everyone shows up or you're doing it, personally. You're just getting that work in before to play.
You developed your own routine, or you learned it while you was in New England or Detroit?
Well, I would say New England, I developed the most routine with the primetime games just because I feel like we played 8 every season plus the playoffs. I felt like every game was a primetime game. It's like, oh my gosh, give us a 1 p.m. game, because you get that night with the family and it's awesome. There's nothing like a 1 o'clock win in the NFL where you get to sit back, watch the 4:25 games, watch the Sunday night game, eat food with your family. I think it's an awesome experience. Or go out with your teammates, enjoy yourselves a little bit after you had a hard fought win. There's nothing like that in the NFL. But I do have my own routine, and it's a lot of sitting alone in a room.
Yeah,
Just
for
getting
sure.
the
Like
mind right, meditate and all that good stuff. What
yeah,
about you? What did you do during primetime games?
man. Listen, I was one of those cherished primetime game type guys. Like
Yeah.
everybody got a Thursday night, but
Yep.
everybody don't get a Sunday night. I played. Yes, this is gonna blow your mind.
It
I've
won't,
put
because I was in Detroit. It was crazy.
I've played in one Sunday night game. My entire
That's crazy.
career. But what I did is I tried to overthink it because I'm such a fan of the game. And I'm such a little kid when it comes to the game. Everything means something to me. So all the things people take for granted, like primetime game, like the Cowboys, I looked at the schedule. I'm like, Thanksgiving, we open on Sunday night and all this and this. And they like looking at me like, bro, this is what we do here.
Yeah,
Like, this is
welcome.
right. And I'm like, dog, like this is I'm
Yeah.
looking at the schedule like
They don't
4:25.
ever have a 1:00 game, right? They only play at 4:20 and beyond. Is that right?
No, they play at 12 every now and then. Yeah,
Okay.
they play it like when they play in the Midwest, it's 12 in the East Coast, obviously. But I'm looking at the schedule like 4:25, 4:25, primetime, 4:20. I'm like, dang, So I was one of those guys when I was in Tampa. I cherished them. So one thing I did, Monday nights, I'm either getting a sack or I'm making some type of play because the lights are on. So I need people to know, hey, this guy showed up. This guy was here. And for as far as my routine, man, I went into the dungeon. I would wake up. We had, a lot of people had meetings in the morning. And then I went and laid down, turned all the lights out, got under covers, and I just chilled till it was time to go to the game. Because I'm like, I get real bad anxiety before the game. Like some people can go home and be around their families and then get up, get dressed, and go to the game. I ain't that guy.
Yeah.
I got to get away from everybody. I start prepping for even 1:00 games on Thursday night. Friday, I start prepping for these games. I'm like, shoot, forget that. I start going to my room. My kids knew, like, okay, if he disappears because he's in the room or he's in the man cave or something, he's prepping or something. That's just how I was. So I'm one of them get away from everybody type guys. Like,
yeah.
And I know.
Do you have? Sorry to interrupt. With your anxiety, was it like to the point where I had a teammate that you could hear him throw up before every game?
It wasn't that bad.
It'd just be like, huh?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was just like, it was more like nervous energy. Like I know I'm prepped. I know I'm prepared. I know that guy can't do nothing with me, but I want to make sure it happens. Like, and it goes away immediately. Like the best thing that can happen for me in any football game is a double team on the first play. The very first play, I need to get double team in the run game. Then boom, and then I'm like, oh yeah, we here now. Let's go. And that or no huddle. Then you forced to wake up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with that. But yeah, man, that there's no experience. I mean, there's no substitution for experience, and you guys showed it. Back in the league, AFC North, you control your own destiny, and here we go, man. Well, we got more NFL news. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about some more games that took place over this break. We'll be right back.
Introducing Daily Draw, the latest free-to-play game from Yahoo Sports. Daily Draw gives you a pack of 6 prediction cards every day based on the day's biggest sporting event. Download or update the Yahoo Sports app on the Apple App Store or Google Play and join the action with Daily Draw today.
Hey, we're back from break. We're going to go through the NFL Week 17 top moments and performers. We got to go with the Sunday night game off rip. Commanders clinch a playoff spot with the dub over the Falcons, which G is always happy that the Falcons lose. So let's dive into it. Jaden Daniels, what's your first thought in this game with them?
So I think this might be the second time we've seen Jaden Daniels throw a pass to win a game with under a minute left, something like that, or a tie game, or dude is just a gamer, man. Like, he broke RG3's rushing record. He just finds ways to win. He has a feel. There comes time where you realize players, and like when you watch Lamar play, he just knows how to play football. Like, he just knows how to play. You can't explain it. It's not like the Joe Burrow or the Tom Brady where you sit and you watch. Like, he's cerebral. He in the pocket, footwork, step, slide. Oh, he's
Dicing
picking them apart.
Up.
Yeah, it's just when you watch it, he just knows how to play football. And Jaden Daniels, that's just what I sense from him. He just knows how to play the game. He makes the plays necessary when he needs to with his feet. He makes the throws that he needs to make. Man, the dude is just, he's going to be good for a lot of years. And, you know, to get a win like that and to clinch a playoff spot where I know I didn't give him a chance. You talk about rebuild, they skipped the whole process of the rebuild. They like, we're going to fast forward this thing. Why can't we win now? And to go out and do that in his rookie year, that's very impressive.
And if they don't win it this year, they have all the cap space with a rookie quarterback. They're going to be going all in for the next 2 to 3 years with him. Something that's impressed me about him is his poise that he's held the entire season. Yeah. I mean, he chews his mouthpiece like he's Steph Curry out there.
For real.
I mean, when he does that, you know what type of time it is. I just felt like he always made the right play this game, whether it was by his legs picking up a first down, the right throw. There was the throw. His best throw to me in the game was actually a drop. It was a dagger right over the middle. It hit his teammate. It was like 20 yards down the field. It hit him right in the face mask. It was a dime piece. And it didn't phase him. He was probably pissed off that he didn't catch it. But it was just like, next play, you know? Yeah. And that poise is exactly what you want at a quarterback. I'm impressed. The other person I'm going to talk about impressed in this game was Penix. Penix, he played well. The first game we both were like, meh. But this game, it was like, yeah.
Like, he was dealing. He was dealing.
Yeah, the couple fourth downs that he converted. The one on the goal line to Pitts was a dime piece in cover 2. I felt like that was more a poor cover 2 technique and drop with with them having to get 11 yards and where they were standing. But the throw was laced in there between 2 defenders to tie it up. I just thought that was, ice in the veins. Like that's what you want to see from your quarterback. And so that competition, I think that they're going to be competing against each other for a while. And it's good for the young quarterbacks
it is.
To just continue to develop. And it's awesome to watch from being a fan. Another person I got to shout out is Zach Ertz. People, probably wrote him off. And he's been hooping in Washington. He's been that veteran that they needed on offense, like Bobby Wagner is the veteran they need on defense. And I think more teams need to take notes and know how important vets are, especially vets that are leaders and good football players. They are not hard to find. They are everywhere. And I think more teams, especially good ones, need to have more vets on their team, in my opinion. Now, let's just go over to the next game.
Well,
that was electric.
Before you do,
go ahead.
I also want to throw in there Bijan Robinson.
Yes.
That guy, Bijan,
different.
He has what Saquon has as far as like the ability to be very shifty in small spaces, very explosive, catch out the backfield. He can take it to the crib whenever. He can run powerful if he needs to.
Very good points.
All of those things, and he slowly but surely, I feel like if they can start drawing this thing up for him and like making him the focal point of the offense, he can be scary in this league for a long time, man. Bijan said, 17 carries, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. He balled.
He balled, man. And I feel like this can happen a lot more often for this team. And you got a young, dynamic duo that can be great for a long time, man. They got a lot of really good young players over there in Atlanta that I'm not going to lie, man. I talk a lot of noise about Atlanta because I'm a Buck, but they scare me for the future. They got a lot of talent, and I know what Raheem Morris can do. So, shout out to them. But, like you said, let's go to the next game.
Vikings and the Packers. Didn't look like it was that great of a game. Vikings were dominating most of this game, and then Packers came back. They showing life at the end. It was impressive the way that they didn't quit. Love staying with it. LaFleur still running the ball with Jacobs. And then the plays the receivers were making. And then Vikings, didn't finish the way they wanted, probably in some situations. But when it mattered most, Sam Darnold made the right plays.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Shout out to Sam Darnold, bro.
Woo!
Shout out to Sam Darnold. What he 33 or 43, 377, 3 tubs. Oof.
Now people are like, do you pay him?
Do you pay him? We did a whole segment on what do the Vikings do next year? On the network, we did a whole segment on what do they do next year?
Yeah, but it's so awesome because let me steal your thunder real quick that Sam Darnold does not care. Like, he does not care about none of that because he is living in the moment.
Yep.
That's what I think is so dope for him. He's literally just enjoying it all, enjoying where his feet are. Like, as a Vikings fan, you should be so pumped that he's doing that. Their whole team is doing that. Their whole team backs him up. His celebration when he walked through the locker room, like, you could just sit back
incredible.
And is awesome.
How do you not root for that, man? How do you not root for that? A guy, people counted him out. I can't
because he's on the NFC.
Right. People counted him out. Like, oh, he's a bust. He's this. He's that. Blah 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 blah. And he just head down, man. I know what I can. I know what I am. I know what I can be. And we see flashes of it. The thing with Sam Darnold is it wasn't
never
consistent.
Said it wasn't talent. Never said it was
flashes.
talent.
Like, hey, Sam, he can ball, man. It's just there you go. But now it's like
he's getting this.
Yes.
Right here.
Full consistent year. And there's nothing you could do with a talented player that has confidence. And he's playing with confidence. He's confident in himself. He's confident in his teammates. He knows the other side of that ball is going to handle their business. All I got to do is go out here and do me. And he's doing that, and he's balling, man. And they have a shot next week to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. And that's freaking incredible because when the season started, nobody said the Sam Darnold-led Vikings could be the number 1 seed in the NFC. Freaking incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's hit the next game. Eagles dominate the Cowboys. We're going to be really quick. We just have to give him his flowers. Saquon Barkley is incredible. He surpassed 2,000 yards for the season, joining an elite group in the NFL. I think there's only been 8 players ever to do that. I think Saquon's been different all season. You could argue MVP worthy, offensive player worthy. He's literally been incredible. It's a pleasure to watch.
It's incredible to see, man, the things he's doing, the big runs, and it's consistent. Like and the thing I love about him the most is this dude could easily have 25 touchdowns. Easily. I think there's like 11 or 12, maybe 13 more times he got stopped on the 1, and Jalen Hurts got the touchdown with the whatever they want to call it in Philly.
Push.
And even Kenny Pickett just got one. That could have easily with the Saquon. So we're looking at his numbers and the things he's doing. He could easily be over 2,000 yards with like 30 touchdowns. Like
that's crazy.
It's insane to think what he could be doing. But they asked him one time, hey, you only got this much left to do. He's like, I'm good. Whatever.
He's ready to win.
Yeah, he's
okay. I do have to ask you a question. I have to ask.
Yeah.
The Giants situation. What do you think that owner's thinking and just the whole thing? Like, they have to be he's got to be so pissed off.
I know he's extremely pissed, but the thing is, sometimes you just got to let people go because they can't flourish in certain spots. Like, he just was kind of like, he might not have been this Saquon. We knew Saquon was dope. But this Saquon, he's
behind a good ass O-line.
He's playing like, I love where I'm at. I'm enjoying the game again. I'm just out here like a kid in a candy store. He's just doing whatever. That's why you can make a guy miss a spin and jump back because you're just playing free. I'm just out here. And with the Giants, it seemed like he was just kind of like, I know he can ball, but it's kind of like he's stressed. And think about it. We ain't worried about Saquon rolling his ankle or none of that. The Giants, it was always like, oh no. Now
I wonder how he feels about the grass too, the grass over the turf.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think that's has You think he will? I wonder if he'll
I don't
answer
know.
that if you ask him.
He might. But I tell you this, it's working. It's working. And
he's toting that rock.
Man, he toting that rock, and he's gonna break this record. Here's what I don't want to happen.
Dope.
Do not, old heads, do not hate on this man. I don't want to hear he got an extra game. Oh, he
17.
this. Oh, he that. Man, I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
He got less carries. That's all that matters. Less carries.
Have changed. It's a different day and age, man. Like
because then the old heads before were probably like, well, we played 14 games. You guys had 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, just let the man live in the moment. It's incredible to see. Records are meant to be broken. He's going to break the record. 100 yards, man. Listen, they're going to get that dude 75 carries. He breaking that record. So, and it's incredible to see. I'm hyped for him, and good for them, man. I hope he do break that record.
Well, all right, last game we'll talk about real quick. Bengals thriller, because they're still alive technically. They beat the Broncos in overtime. Joe Shiesty, woo-wee.
Man, hey, listen.
Woo-wee.
Hey, Joe Cool, Joe Smooth, Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister, whatever you want to call him. That boy can ball.
Yeah.
8 straight games of 250-plus yards and 3 touchdowns. 8 straight. Let me tell you this right now. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley. If Joe Burrow is not an MVP finalist, I'm over it. He don't have to win. The record, all that. What that dude is doing single-handedly, that is MVP-worthy stuff. I don't care if they don't make the playoffs. I don't care about none of that. He should be a finalist just because of that dude is playing out of his mind. And to think, some people said, man, I don't know about the injuries. Man, I don't know about, that Joe Burrow, man.
I mean, he got hit 7. He got sacked 7 times in the game, hit 12-plus times.
I don't care about none of that. That dude got sacked 10 times in a playoff game and still won. Man, that dude,
that's insane.
Joe is, he did. And I want to say this. We have to stop forcing roles on people and pushing them to be something that they may not want to be, and just be comfortable with people being who they are in their role. We're finding out the importance of T. Higgins on this team. We know what Jamar Chase is. You can argue he's the best in the league.
No, he is number one right now.
But T. Higgins and his role, you're seeing it. You've seen it in that last game, how important he is to this team and to this offense, and how comfortable he is in his role. Let Jamar do his thing. He is who he is. But I'm great over on this side too. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to push and force everybody to go be number one, go get your own team. No.
Yeah.
I feel great here because think about this.
He's going to go to his own team, G. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, but he got chemistry with Joe.
I agree, but
Jamar's taking pressure off him. And if they ain't gonna pay you, then I get it. But I'm just saying, like that dude, man, T. Higgins is
he's a baller.
He cold out. Here's the last question, and we gonna move on. If you Kansas City, knowing what Joe Burrow did to everybody in the playoffs, I know Pat Mahomes like, hey coach, I think I'm gonna stay home. I don't even wanna. Hey, Andy Reid probably gonna say Chris Jones, Kelsey, Creed Hump. You know what? All the ones, y'all not traveling. We not letting them boys in here. The way the Bengals is playing, nah, man, we ain't keep them out. They don't want to deal with that. Do you know how I would feel if I'm Patrick Mahomes and I know I control whether these people get in the playoffs? Oh yeah.
But the other thing, too, doesn't Miami have to lose, too?
Miami or the Colts have to lose one.
Yeah, the Colts already lost. They're out.
Yeah, the Colts lost. Yep.
The Miami's playing the Jets, so it's kind of like...
yeah, but still.
Nah, there is no...
I'm saying if I'm the Chiefs, I'm just like, I can do my part. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got roles to play. Let them do whatever they're going to do, but I can do my part by not showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Carson Wentz is like, hey, this
but Carson might mess around and say, man, F all that. I'm covering the ball.
Yeah. He's like, this is a job interview for me. I'm about to go for 300.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited to see what happens, man. We coming down to the finish. get to see what happened in the AFC, get to see what happened in the NFC. And then here we go, the tournament start, baby.
Yep,
Hey,
Hunger Games.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into some best of 2024 and maybe some look into the future of 2025. We'll be right back. We are back. We are back. Now, we're going to do something. We're going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to do a review of some of our favorite moments across sports, period, in 2024, and maybe, a bold prediction of what we, unapologetically think might happen in 2025. So I'll kick it off. I have on this UFC right here, and this is from my boy Damon Jackson, who fights in the UFC. He just recently retired, and I had opportunity to corner for him in a couple fights. But one of my favorite moments of 2024, Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje. That fight at UFC 300, and obviously the finish with him pointing to the ground and them just swinging it out at the end, right here, and them just sleeping him the way he had already beat on Justin Gaethje.
Yeah,
he was already beat down. But to finish the fight like that, oh man, moment of the year in the UFC. That's one of my moments. Killer, what do you got?
I mean, I had a bunch of moments in this, but one that has been recent was in college football. Ryan Williams, the 17-year-old phenom receiver for the Alabama Crimson Tide, went up for a catch on the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, my God.
Came down with it. Yeah. Little stop on a dime. Slow motion
crazy.
Spin. Take off down the sideline.
That was his coming out party for sure.
Woo! 17?
That was his coming out party for sure.
That's crazy. I thought that was an awesome moment of 2024 for just college football, but just a young man that's 17 that is like, I am here.
Yeah, for sure. That was his coming out party. I got one. Ja Morant, man. He went up like he was going to dunk. Reverse 360 layup with the opposite hand. Like he went up. Hey, man, some people just cheat. Lamar, we all in awe of how fast he was running. He like, it's really jogging. I mean, I was jogging. How fast was I running? Oh, it's cool. It's pretty. Man, stop that. Don't do that. Yeah. Ja Morant is one of the people. He just jumped in the air and he decided, you know what? I'm going to spin the opposite way this time. Lay it up with the other hand. That's one of the best plays we've seen all year 2024 in the NBA. Killer, do you got another?
I think you should go one more. I got one more, but I want you to go first.
I got obviously Saquon, the reverse jump. Like it's one of the best plays we ever seen in sports. Period. And then finally for me is Jaden Daniels' Hail Mary. The game was all over the place. We thought Caleb had come in, stamped himself as the number one pick, had fought back to win the game, and then boom. One of the best plays all year. Probably the play of the year, maybe next to Saquon doing the reverse jump in the NFL. But, man, Jaden Daniels, Hail Mary, game winner. Those are some of my favorite moments of 2024 if I'm going across sports.
Yeah. I would say my last two, one is funny, one is not. The Olympics with the breakdancer.
Breakdancer. Oh, my God.
How could you forget? The breakdancer was elite. Got to throw that out there. And then the other one was, as a kid, I played baseball as well, and I thought what it would be like to hit a game-winning World Series home run. So Freddie Freeman, who went absolutely stupid during the playoffs hitting home runs. He had a game winner in game one to win the game. Oh, that's electric.
Yeah.
Those were a couple.
Oh,
those are the
and you
ones,
know what? I'm glad you said Olympics. Steph Curry in that fourth quarter of the championship game. Man, what?
Fire. That was fire, too.
Went crazy.
That was elite. That was crazy.
When we talk about legendary, that right there, man, listen, the whole country was on the edge of their seats. We all cheered. Man, we ain't never I don't know if our country ever came together like that before. We was USA. tweeting
That was
USA. I'm
sick.
finding anything red, white, and blue to wear. And just, man, listen, that was an incredible moment. That was an incredible moment, man. They put us on their back, and they finished that moment, man. Steph went crazy. So, yeah, 2024, those are some of the best moments from us. 2025?
Yeah, let's hear it. What's your prediction? What's your bold prediction?
For, let's see. You know what? I'm going to not do sports.
Ooh.
And I'm going to do Gerald's realm. And I'm going to say that James Gunn's Superman movie will be the highest grossing movie of 2025.
Wow.
I said that.
You did. I was not expecting that, but good for you.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna keep it sports, G.
Yeah.
It might not be that bold, but anytime you win a championship, it's bold. I'm going with the back-to-back Celtics. I think we're gonna take the show again and just show that we're gonna be the next dynasty in sports. I think the Celtics are that good. I think they're kind of just cruising right now, like the Warriors were in their time, but it's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's turn. They are ready, and they are coming for number 2.
Yeah, that ain't. You're right. That ain't that bold. The boys is balling, man. That ain't that bold. Like me saying in 2025, which technically it would be, the Baltimore Ravens will win the Super Bowl. That's not like bold.
I like it.
That's not bold. That's not bold, but I like it.
We're going to go to break after that.
We're going to take it to break after that. We'll be back with our weekly drive to win. We are back. We are back. Let's get into our weekly drive to win presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. I'm going to go ahead and kick this thing off. My drive to win this week is let me pull up my guys' numbers, man. None other than the Baker himself, Baker Mayfield. Baker, the playmaker, 27 of 32, 359 and 5 tubs. Oh my gosh. A must-win game. They needed to win out. They knew the Falcons was playing later. They wanted to put pressure on them. And Baker said, hey, listen, not only do I want to get Mike that record, I got to let everybody know we run the South. And Baker came out and did his thing. And I'm going to stay right there in the NFC South. My next drive to win is the Atlanta Falcons for doing exactly what I said they would do. Lose. You suck. That's what you get. Y'all talked all that noise. Y'all said, oh, Drew, y'all lost to Dallas. We swept y'all. This and this and this. It ain't over yet. It's not over, but we back in control. I told y'all was going to lose. I tweeted. I said, Bucks fans, we all right. All we need to do is win out because the Falcons are going to Falcon. And lo and behold, you see these lights? I do a lot of praying, baby. The Angels is behind me. They came over and they flew over Tampa and they said, hey, we got y'all. Now we're going to go out to Washington and we're going to take care of that for you. Hey, Falcons. Yo, head killer, what you got?
Man, hey, my first one is my drive to win is actually a human being because he did a good thing for me as well as it's kind of also being petty too. I got BYU because we dominated the Alamo
Talk that
Bowl.
talk, killer.
We dominated the Alamo Bowl. Colorado, who is BYU Cougars up in here, baby? Go Cougars. Let's go. Even though I'm wearing a red hat, it's blue all day, every day, twice on Saturday. We took a dub to Colorado. We said belt to ass. Belt to ass.
Beat the brakes off them boys. Ooh.
Belt to ass. That's how that game went. Shout out them Cougars. Kalani Sitake, you deserve a statue because you are that coach. 11-2 season. We should have been in the college football playoffs. Forget Alabama. Forget Indiana. Forget SMU.
Talk heavy killer.
It always should have been BYU. Just because we didn't get the media attention that we deserve. We didn't have a BYU guy like Joel Clark. My guy Joel Clark was the media guy for Colorado, pushing them to be in the college football. There was nobody pushing BYU, but we made a statement with this game. We said we are here. We're going to be here next year because we got half the player. We got 10 players, I think, returning on offense. We got another 7 or 8 returning on defense. If they don't go out and prove again that they're a college football team, now we're going to have issues. Now, why Pat's in there is because Pat, I went on his show, Pat McAfee's show on ESPN, and was talking a little bit. I was like, how about them Cougars? And they were like, eh. There was a lot of ha-ha, he-he's in there, you know? And so I said, bet.
Talk
so
heavy, killer.
I said a tweet out like, hey, how about them Cougars? What, what's Colorado doing? And guess what? Them boys were sick. They said, oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't us. All of them crickets.
Ain't it crazy how they get amnesia?
When you walk in the door and there's cockroaches and they scramble, that's what they did.
Crazy how they get
wasn't
amnesia?
Ready for the smoke, but I love them boys. They show nothing but love. I'm just messing with them, but it's Cougars all day. That's my drive to win. Let me throw in a couple others because I felt like they should be been mentioned. The Ravens defense and Zach Orr, we hooped 2 points. That wasn't even our fault. So it was a goose egg for us.
On
so
the defensive
you
side.
gotta shout out the Ravens defense. And then Malik Neighbors, he said, Franklin, you said you guys wanted to play the Giants later in the season because they weren't good. We wanted an easy game. Malik, I'm not talking trash. Like, this is not it. Malik Neighbors was like, nah, fam. He went off. He had 7 catches, I think 110 yards and 2 tugs in the game. The Giants won, and the Colts got knocked out of the playoffs. And then our guy Pat had an awesome rant. I loved it. And those are my drive to win. The Cougars, Ravens defense, and Malik Neighbors.
Hey, man, listen. I think that was.
I'm tired.
I think we need that Kurt Angle meme. That.
Yeah.
Hey, I think that was partially a drive to win / a tell us how you really feel. That was a little mix of it because I got mine in. I got mine in with the Falcons.
It was a little tell us how we really feel.
With BYU.
I do. Yep.
But hey, it's all good, man. We gonna call
what was crazy too about the commentary in the game too is all they cared about in the game was talking about Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter.
As rightfully so. Beat on. Hey.
Rightfully so. But when you're getting whooped. When your team's getting whooped.
Or beat the celebrity out there, boys. Didn't y'all? God,
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far because I love them boys. I'm all Travis Hunter and Shedeur.
That day,
they got to keep it a buck. It was built to ask.
Yeah, man. I don't want to hear that. We was getting ready for the draft and we didn't really care. Nah. Y'all took out an insurance policy because y'all planned on playing hard. All right? Yeah. That's it. Y'all just lost. Y'all, it is what it is. 2 great players. But y'all took that L. I rock with my guy. I rock with the Baltimore Ravens. I rock with the BYU Cougars. And that's
How about them Cougars?
What it is. How about them Cougars, man? And that was our weekly Drive to Win segment presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. Guys, I have a dinner to get to. I have family to go enjoy. Killer has definitely a division to go win. So we gonna get out of here. It has been a wonderful episode. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man. Many blessings to everybody in 2025. I hope 2024 has been a wonderful year. And if it hasn't, make 2025 the best year yet. Go spread love. Enjoy your family. Be around your family. Killer, do you got anything before we get out of here?
Man, we just need one more sack to get this bonus, and Pat McAfee dropped another $50K to the charity if I get a sack, so we got to go crazy.
Let's go get it. Man.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody watching. Like always, thank you, Brett and Audie behind the scenes. Thank you guys for helping us out, making us look good. Thank you to our fans. We appreciate you. We love you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. We out.